body bags where horror lies.
Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead?
Hey guys, welcome to week 16 of Body Bags. I'm your fright chick. Happy Thursday, everybody. Are you digging the awesome pajamas right now? It is December, it is freezing, and I'm clearly a trendsetter. Okay, so this week I have picked a bit of a random one. I've picked the 2009 thriller Pontypool. Now, it is described as a thriller, but I would class it as a horror, I guess. I mean, there's enough blood and freaky stuff going on in this. For those of you who don't know what Pontypool is, it is a Canadian movie that has zombies in it that aren't zombies. Okay, so basically it is set in a small town of Pontypool, which the movie was actually filmed in at times other than other places in Canada. And it's based off a book called Pontypool Changes Everything by Tony Burgess, and they adapted it for this movie. And it's basically about an infection that comes from using the English language. So it infects certain words that when certain people say, they get infected, and they basically start stumbling over that one word. They repeat it constantly until they either pass the infection on, or they just kind of, I think they chew through their own mouth. Basically, they just kind of destroy themselves because they're infected. It's a little bit confusing, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's a good movie, I must admit. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was that bad, but it's set in a radio station. It centres around Grant and Sydney and a young girl called Laurel Ann. Now, these are our three main characters, and then there is a doctor guy who shows up later on. I won't give too much away about him. But yeah, so we follow Grant, and he's a radio announcer, and Sydney is like his producer or something. She's like the Roz to his Frasier. And then you've got Laurel Ann, who's just kind of running around in the background. And whilst they're on air, they get a report from their guy in the sky that says that there's some riots that have broken out, people are dying, he thinks people are getting eaten, and we don't really see anywhere else other than the radio station. It's all set in this one place. I think we might see like a bit of the outside of the building, but nowhere else. We just hear reports, and we hear helicopters shouting, and sometimes there's cops who are calling the station, and they're trying to get as much information as they can to send out to the other people of the town to keep themselves safe. They don't really know what's going on. They're kind of in quarantine in themselves, and then the scary part happens because a bunch of people start attacking the radio station, so they now have to save themselves with the only information they have, which isn't much. Yeah, like I say, it's a good movie. It's a great concept, I must admit. It's a little bit confusing. They could have done a bit more to explain how it all works. I had to get some of what I've found out about it off of the internet, because when I watched it, it wasn't clear that was what was going on. The acting is very good. The pros of this movie is the acting is brilliant. This guy does a really good job. I really like this guy. And he's also actually in real life married to Sydney, which is great. You know, you've got a husband and wife team on screen, and they're really good together. The cons of this movie, they show you every good part in the trailer. So if you watch the trailer and you think that's such a cool film, well, you just watched it. And if you watch it and you think that it sucks, don't sit there and watch an hour and a half of that. They really do put all the good bits in the trailer. The other cons, it's a bit lackluster at times. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair. It's a bit lackluster at times. It drags a bit here and there. It's kind of, because there's not really a score over the movie either. Like, because, you know, it's atmosphere. And you're watching the suspense of the people being silent, because the whole point is that you can't speak now. You know, you can't speak because you're going to infect yourself. So there's not really music to carry it, which is unfortunate, but yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say on this film. It's a zombie film, but it's not really a zombie film. It's an infection zombie movie. It came out in 2009, so it's not that long ago. The acting's good in this. There's some decent characters. The concept is pretty original, I guess. They could have done more to explain it. They really could have. Yeah, so it's definitely worth a watch. I'd give it at least one. Give it at least one watch. It's awesome. Right, join me next week for another film. I don't know what I'm reviewing. Week 17. Bye.